Hi guys, this is Blasp coming to you with another P3D version 5 video. We are continuing our McDonnell Douglas / Douglas theme. This time we're going to be flying the DC-6 made by PMDG. As you can see, we're flying with a beautiful Olympic livery, an old one, and we're going to be flying from Athens with the old Flight Tampa add-on for that airport, the Eleftherios airport, and we're going to be flying to, now I'm trying to think what it's called. It's Skiathos, I think. Let me think if that's the name. Skiathos airport? Yeah, I think that's the name. LGSK. Probably butchered that pronunciation, but it is what it is. And this is a quite high fidelity plane. You can have like an automated flight engineer and stuff. I usually try to fly without it just for the fun. But it's yeah, it's really a great plane overall, I would say. So I hope you'll enjoy it, or enjoy this video, and enjoy the plane if you can get your hands on it. I think it's still on sale, or it's available for purchase from Airsoft. It's original P3D version 4 plane, but it works flawlessly in version 5, so that's really nice actually. No clue why they never, or why they didn't release it for P3D version 5. I mean, probably could just fix the installer, but it is what it is. So let's see, I'm just gonna open up some settings here and just check so we can get some nice, I don't think I have the GSX set up properly for this one, but you have some nice outdoor features. I'm gonna put in the chocks. You can even have the pitot covers, which you can see right along the fuselage here at the front. Some engine pan stands, mechanical stands. Yeah, it's quite cool. Let me see, I'm gonna open the front exit, which I think is on the right side. Have the front cabin stairs be, and then I'll do the main exit. It should be on the other side, at the back, and the main cabin stairs. Like that, voila. I don't think they have, let me check. Yes, they have one of these simple cabins, nothing too fancy. I'm wondering if they do have, sorry for this, I'm just going to jump back to my normal view. I'm wondering if they do have it at all inside the internal model, what they do. They do seem to have some modeling for the internal model. Let's see if there's a cabin or if it stops here. Yeah, so basically no cabin in the internal model. But quite a nice plane. I mean, in terms of what it has externally and all these like small things, such as having the stairs and stuff. So if you don't have GSX, you can still immerse yourself, at least to a certain extent. And I think there's not that much else to say about the external model. I don't think it's some sort of PBR, but maybe not pure for P3D version 5, but it still looks pretty good, the plane. I mean, generally the external model is maybe not the most important part, but it does help to make the flight more enjoyable. And then also what I wanted to show was that I got this new add-on Rex Skyforce that I wanted to combine with Active Sky. I've been using Active Sky Cloud Art together with Envitex texture, but I just wasn't the biggest fan of that combination. At least my feeling was that the ASCA textures, or the Envitex textures, they weren't up to par, so I wanted to try, at least in terms of the 2D clouds, I wanted to try something new. So I got these Skyforce. It was on a sale on Sim Market, and I can quite confidently say that they look much better. So if you're into the 2D clouds, just in order to get as much as possible in terms of compatibility with weather radars, then I can really suggest the the Rex ones. They look really good. Now they're not the best looking ones, but once you're up in the air, they look pretty nice. And I tried some different places just to see different weather. And I even think they depict tornadoes, so that's pretty cool. But okay, so the DC-6, we're flying from Eleftherios to Skiathos, and I'm just gonna bring up my sim brief. I made a little sim brief plan, so we have that. And then what I'm gonna do is, let me just see, I need to put in the load sheet, right? And I think we have a specific tab for that on this plane. I'm just gonna open it. Let me see, I think it's this one. So I'm gonna drag it onto your screen, or to the shared screen that we have. We should only need about 5,000 fuel. Let me see. I'm just gonna keep it at, I think, 50%. I think that should be good enough. I'm wondering what's 150. Let's do 50%. Then I don't have to start fiddling with the tanks, since it's such a short flight anyway. In terms of the baggage compartments, I guess the zero fuel weight should be about 69 almost. Now you can see kind of the gross weight here, so we're around 78 now, and we should have around an estimated takeoff weight of 73, so we're a bit above. I mean, we have extra fuel, right? So I'm just gonna put in a bit of, or maybe I'll put in some passengers. Let's see. Yeah, we can put in a bit of passenger, will be a bit heavier. And I think that should be it, if I'm not mistaken. You can even press help to get some assistance from PMDG, so that's nice. I'm gonna move that away. Then let's see what else. I have everything repaired. You have this nice screen where you can see kind of what the situation is with engine oil, propellers, so you can break them once you're flying. You can have some settings here, what kind of GNS to use. I'm using the GTN 650 from Reality XP, not the Flight 1 GTN. It works quite nice. Let's see, we can have a clean pedestal. I don't think these old ones are unfortunately working, so maybe nice to just go with a clean look. I'm gonna move that out of the way so I don't open it by mistake. And then let's see. Then I think we have a kinda the plane ready. We do have a flight plan as well, which we'll put into the Reality XP GTN, or into the Garmin, so to speak. And I think the way you start this, I'm gonna think about it now. I think it's, you do first battery and ground power. Yeah, up, and then you do that one ground power. Let me see, did you have to switch these ones? No. I think that should be sufficient. And now I'm wondering if it's working. Let me just see if I can set this up. Replace gauges, flight 1, and I think what we can do is like this. Oh, here we have the GTN. So let's do it like this. I think I haven't set it up for this plane, so that's the only reason. And now we should be able to do it. So I'm just gonna press accept. It will configure the file. We might have to reload the plane. Let's see. But now we got it without now we have it so that it's not bezel. I think that's an option you can do. Let me see if it's possible to do it in game. think the way you would do it, actually I'm gonna try to go back, so away with that one. I'm gonna reload the plane, and then I'm just gonna go to the GPS, and then what we'll do is we'll do the flight 1, and let's see if we can do this one now. That's how it should look, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just gonna check, yeah, and then what we'll do is we'll open the add-on and we'll go to set up aircraft. We'll replace some gauges like that, and then no bezel I think should be. I don't think we needed that, but here in this one we should have no bezel like that. So let's see how it looks now. It's gonna load a bit. So you can see it's quite nice, the Reality XP one. It works quite well to set it up in different aircrafts. Voila. And now you don't have the bezel on the side. I don't think you can use these ones. It's probably some way to scroll, but you can at least use everything here, which is really nice. Okay, as you can see, we lost kind of the stairs and stuff, so I'm just gonna open or put those out again, and I'm gonna reload the fuel. Like that. Just gonna also double check if it has reloaded. Yep, it has loaded that. Always good to be extra cautious. We'll put the chocks. We'll do the exits. Maybe we can open the cargo hold as well, which are these ones. And then what we can do is we can put on pack X, so we get some immersion in the background. So we'll do start flight, and then we'll do our departure and arrival. We'll do a flight number. I think we have that in our flight plan. We'll do a cruise altitude. Only 6,000, so quite low. Just some time so we have something to go on. And then I think there is a DC-6 here. Let's do that many passenger. I'm not sure if I have an Olympic one, so let's just use AGN. I think that's the closest we can get to that. And I guess if something would operate, because I think Olympic actually went bankrupt 20 years ago or something, then I guess a GM would operate. This sort of a I guess some sort of iconic livery thing. So we'll use that as it's the closest thing we have. We'll get into the aircraft, and what I will do next is just basically start setting it up. I think we have the ground and that one, and then we have that on ground power. The ignitions, you should turn them on. They don't have to all be on, basically. I think some things we now got kind of for free because of the reload, and actually just to make sure we don't forget, I'm just gonna quickly put it into cold and dark. Perfect, doesn't really change that much. And then we can just, you see now the ignitions are off. Good, the generator controls goes on. Those goes on the plane, ground power, that should be on. Let me see, then we have the pitot heat, we have this one, so I guess this is like, I guess we can put like the flight around 6,000, right? And then we'll have, I mean we were flying solo, we don't really need to even change anything with the cabin, but let's just keep it with that. What else? I think if I'm not mistaken, you do these two airfoil and cabin heater masters, but don't quote me on that. In terms of lights, we can check. I'm just gonna start by turning on all the radios. I think we have a couple of different ones. I'm just gonna put those down. That one looks on, but this one wasn't on. So that's good, gives some extra information. I think then that's on now. The only sad thing is that this one doesn't have like any rain effects and stuff, so that's a bit sad. Just would be nice. Let's see what's these. Does this work? Oh yeah, you have the instrumental light, so that's nice. And let's just check if I can find where we have. Here we go. So here's the position. Let's do that on steady. Emerge lights, seatbelt signs we can put on. I think we can put these on.
Gentlemen, I would love to welcome you aboard our flight. When you find your seat, please be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins,
if I'm not mistaken.
smaller
We can put on the beacon lights, we don't forget that.
Unless you're in the front row, please place all of your items in the
and then I guess you do put these on, if I'm not mistaken.
After you put your carry-on
And that should
items
kind
in
of
the
be
overhead
it
bins
for
in
now.
the
Some
full,
other
close it as a
things
courtesy to other
to do is to
passengers.
remove
Also
this.
be sure that the aisle is clear and sit down so that way other passengers can get by you.
So you kind of, it's some sort of blocker for the, it has a name, a lock, is it like a throttle lock or something? Not 100% sure, but there's something along those lines.
You are free to use your portable electronic devices during
We
the
can
boarding
put these
process.
to main
We
if
ask
I'm
that
not
larger electronic devices
mistaken.
are stowed once we depart from the gate. Thank you and welcome aboard.
Guess you'll soon be able to start the engines. We should have these ones on open, the cowl flaps. And then let me see, and that's just for the engine start. And then we can kind of look at our GTN and do our flight plans. We are doing runway 3 left. We'll load a procedure, departure. And we are doing ROPO 1D, something along those lines. So let's see if we have that. I'm not sure how this one is updated, but it seems to be updated quite nicely. So there we go, ROPOX. We load that as a departure. Looks nice. And then we can load an airway, which will be B1, and we'll be going to SIGFO. So there we go, there's SIGFO. And we can load that. Then we can add an airport, which would be our destination. We can load a procedure from that one for arrival. And that's the SIG1C. We are landing at runway 1 left, but I think we can do that in the next step. So basically what we'll do is load procedure and then approach. And let's just do a visual on 1. You can do an NDB approach as well, but I'm just gonna keep it simple for my own sake. Easy to get overworked with these old planes. Then we can zoom in a bit. And then we can kind of see our flight plan. We'll be going up and down. Or straight and then left turn up and down. Yeah, it's not 3D, it's a 2D. And then we'll go to SIGFO. And let me just check, because I think here's the airport, so it wants us to go from SIGFO to SKP, but then to V3M. So I'm wondering, this might be correct actually.
Cabin crew secure doors for departure.
Let's have a look when we import our sim brief plan into Pilot to see what it shows us. We know we're doing runway 3 left. Then in the start we are doing SIGF. And then in approach we are doing so let's do it like that. We'll get the vectors instead of doing the NDB, and then I guess we can do the approach. My guess is either they have us go all the way here and then vector us in, or they'll vector us in at an earlier point. But let's see. And the plan altitude is 6,000, so that's good. And let's just write Olympic. We are not a heavy, maybe in the past, but not during this day and age. We can connect. We don't need to listen to the 80s, because I can do that through Active Sky. We'll file the flight plan. Then I'm gonna move that away. Okay, I think we have a decent enough. I mean, this one will just be a guidance kind of GPS, so we'll be flying it with the autopilot on heading mode most of the time, I would say. And manually as well, of course. I think we have also... Let me just double check. I do think we have... we're in the pre-flight, so they are ready. That's nice. And 3L is, if I'm not... Sorry about that, I'm thinking it's the one to our left here. So we'll be going to that one. So I'm just gonna close all the doors. So first we'll remove the stairs. Then close the doors, the cabins. As you can see, everything's closing quite nicely. We'll just remove the wheel chocks now, so I don't forget to do that. Easily forgotten, unfortunately. And then let's listen to 80s just really quickly. I'm gonna move the radios. You can see the modern ones are... I'm trying to think now. Are they... That's some of the modern ones. Do we have somewhere else some radios that we are now flickering through? Or maybe it's... I would just want to see... Oh, I guess we can see here our comm as well, so that's nice. So let's just use that on standby.
Lima, Golf, Alpha, Victor,
we'll
airport information, Bravo 2020,
so
Zulu, weather, wind, calm, visibility, 10,000, sky condition, few clouds at 4,000, temperature 25, dew point 19er, QNH 1007, advise on initial contact,
so it's going down.
Bravo.
I'm just gonna be a bit dirty here, and I'm just gonna go and check departure.
Lima
2974. So let's do that. 2974. That's the altimeter. Anything else I need to remember? Let's see with this one. That's the sync one, right? Yeah. And then you have the... I'm just gonna keep that on sync for now. Okay. I think we're clear on the outside. We have the GPU. Can we taxi out ourselves, or do we need some assistance? I think we can taxi out ourselves, but I'm just gonna start engines and have I do wonder though, maybe we can get with the GSX, we can get the boarding. 70 cold air. Maybe they'll give us an option to start the engines before. But I'm a bit uncertain, to be frank. I haven't gotten the option yet, so I'm just gonna interrupt it. Let me see, I'll ask through Ultimate Ground Crew by intercom. Whilst we wait, I'm just gonna ask for clearance. Oh, I always get this one. Do you want to see? No. Yes, we can restart that GSX. Olympic 4003, ready to copy IFR clearance. we getting? Let's see again. Olympic 4003, ready to copy, IFR clearance. We got it. Go ahead.
Please confirm that the brakes are set.
Parking brake set.
Thanks.
Okay, let's see now. 6,000 feet. Do you have somewhere where you can kind of put that in?
Is cleared to Lima Golf Sierra Kilo.
Think so.
Climb via the ROPO1 Delta departure with the ROPOX transition.
I'm gonna
then
zoom this one in a bit so I can see.
6,000 feet. Departure on 128.905. Squawk 5044.
Okay, we can squawk 5044. Do you have a squawk on this one? Ooh, now I got a bit. 50.
Altimeter is 2973 ground
5044.
1.75 Olympic 4003.
So I'm just gonna do that anyway. 5044. Maybe it's in one of these. Let me switch the. Oh, here we have the. Of course. I always forget that I'm using the Garmin, but yeah.
All ground equipment is clear. You can start the engines at your discretion.
Oh, I managed to get the engine start clearance. That's nice. Okay, so let's do that then. We just then double check everything is clear. Everything looks clear. Is everything ready for engine start? Oh, don't want to do that one. The ridge, right? And let's do this one then. We will start with engine number 3. We'll put on low the booster pumps, so we're gonna start, I think it's this engine. Oh yeah, maybe I forgot that we need to do the engine selector first. Like that, and now.
3, 6,
6, we do prime,
9, 12.
and then the boost. And there we got a good engine start, you can tell by the smoke.
Please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
We'll wait for these to reset. I'll prepare engine number. Let's do number 2.
Cleared 4.
Boost. Clear to disconnect.
Είναι μεγάλη μας τιμή.
Clear to disconnect. I'm just gonna remove him to
Understood. Have a nice flight.
Καλώς ορίσατε στη
kill
πτήση μας.
operations. He will otherwise pick up my voice because there's no like push to talk function.
Προτεραιότητά μας είναι η άνεση και η ασφάλειά σας.
Okay, good. Now we can put that to off and we can start engine number 2.
Παρακάτω οδηγίες ασφαλείας. Μπορείτε να δέσετε και να λύσετε τις ζώνες ασφαλείας με αυτόν τον τρόπο. Παρακαλούμε, σιγουρευτείτε ότι η ζώνη ασφαλείας παραμένει δεμένη καθ' όλη τη διάρκεια του ταξιδιού.
Good start on engine number 2 as well. That's great to see.
Αυτόματα σε περίπτωση απώλειας πίεσης της καμπίνας.
Για να ενεργοποιήσετε τη μάσκα, τραβήξτε την προς το μέρος σας, τοποθετήστε την στο στόμα και τη μύτη και συνεχίστε να αναπνέετε κανονικά. Στη συνέχεια, φορέστε τη μάσκα στα παιδιά που ταξιδεύουν μαζί σας.
Ένα σωσίβιο είναι τοποθετημένο κάτω από το κάθισμά σας.
Σε περίπτωση που σας δοθεί η οδηγία από το πλήρωμα να το φορέσετε, περάστε το κεφάλι σας από το άνοιγμα του σωσίβιου, ασφαλίστε την άκρη της ζώνης στην υποδοχή και σφίξτε ώστε να εφαρμόσει καλά στη μέση σας. Σε περίπτωση που χρειαστεί να εγκαταλείψετε το αεροσκάφος, φουσκώνετε το σωσίβιο τραβώντας με δύναμη την κόκκινη άκρη. Σε περίπτωση που χρειαστεί να βγείτε από τις εξόδους κινδύνου πάνω από τα φτερά,
φουσκώνετε το σωσίβιο αφού βγείτε από το αεροσκάφος.
Μπορείτε να
Let's
συμπληρώσετε.
see if we managed to start engine number 4. Yeah, we did. That's some smoke. Good times. So yeah, these are piston engines, right? So we're going really way back to like the Douglas history now. Looking at the successful DC-6 built upon the really successful DC-3.
Δεν επιτρέπεται σε καμία πτήση της Aegean.
So that could be good to mention. Pair engine number 1.
Δέσμευση όλων μας στην Aegean είναι να σας φέρνουμε καθημερινά
Κοντά στα μέρη που θέλετε να ανακαλύψετε.
κοντά σε
I'm not
όσους
sure that
αγαπάτε.
many of those are still active. I think maybe Buffalo Airways have one, but I'm not sure they use it that much. I watch their television series. or TV series a while back, but I remember they used the DC-4 quite a bit, but not the DC-6. Okay, so let's reset that. Now we're on engine number 1.
Welcome on board. Καλώς ορίσατε.
6.
9. 12.
Let's see if we're able to start engine number 1 as well. Perfect. We're in luck today. That's nice. That's really nice. So now we have a good engine start. That's great. Well, let's
We recommend you to keep your seatbelt fastened at all times.
I'm not sure if we have taxi lights per se, actually, now that I'm thinking of it.
Oxygen masks will drop from the panel above your seat.
Remain
Maybe
seated
best
and
if
pull the
we
mask
use the
towards you.
landing lights
The nose and
as
continue to
substitute
breathe
for the
normally.
taxi
You must
lights,
fit your
since we
own
don't
mask
seem to have
first before helping others near you.
don't seem to have those, unfortunately.
When instructed to do so
Let's
by
see,
the
what
crew,
else
pull
do
the
we
life
need to
jacket
do?
over your
Have
head,
those
attach the
are
strap to the
correctly
hook in front,
set up.
and pull tight to
We
adjust
don't
it
need
to
the
your waist.
boosters, I think you put
Before
those
leaving
on
the
for the
aircraft,
takeoff,
pull the red
but what we
toggle
do
sharply
need to do
downwards to
is
inflate the
put this
jacket.
engine
If you leave the
selector
aircraft
off,
with an emergency overwing window exit, please
and
inflate
then
your jacket
we can go to
outside.
plane
If
battery,
necessary, you can top up the air through the tube.
Every life jacket
and then
up in the water when you pull this tab.
All emergency
I think
exits
that should
include
be
a
it.
luminous exit indicator. Photoluminescent strips on the floor will
So
guide
let's
you to
ask for
these
pushback
exits. Do
clearance.
take the time to locate the
Olympic
exit nearest to you. It may
4003,
be located
ready for
behind your
pushback.
seat. To review these instructions, please refer to the safety card in the seat pocket in front of you.
This or any other Aegean flight.
And I think the way we will kind of drive this one out is, well, we should have actually gone pushback, but I'm going to try to turn to the right and see kind of how steep we can turn. Hopefully we can get out of here.
To bring you
But
closer,
first, before I do that,
once
I'm
you
just going
lock,
to put in the trim correctly. I think we want something around 5, maybe a bit lower, if I remember correctly.
Thank you. Σας ευχαριστούμε.
The V1 speed should be as pistons, or the rotate speeds are around 100 knots. I'm not going to do any calculations there, even though I'm sure they did that in real life. That's the flaps. We're just going to put, let me see, I'm going to put 1 flaps and you'll see them here. So we're going to 15 now if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Then the carburetors. I don't think you need to have these on. It's these blue switches, unless there's really icing, but I like to put them on just a tiny bit to keep it in the green here. I think that's around 20. And then let's keep a check on like the cylinders and all of these and just make sure we don't miss anything in that regard. I'm gonna check as well, do we have... Okay, that's only the cross feed. So let's keep an eye on that. We can, I think, change the coil flap. I think for takeoff we do around 3, if I'm not wrong. And we're just gonna follow these arrows. Not sure if that's correct. We don't need superchargers, anything else. I think that should be it actually. And I think we're ready to try to at least. Likely with the DC-6 compared to DC-3 is that this has a nose wheel steering. It's not the tail dragger, so it makes it quite a bit easier to taxi. So let's see now. I'm gonna give it a bit of speed. And let's see if this is working. And let me just double check. My throttles are not functioning as I would want them to be. Let me just check if I have a specific profile for this one. I think this would be an axis assignment, and then you would have, let me just go like this profile. No. Oh, we do have DC-6. Okay, so let's see if... Oh yeah, that was the one. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot to put in my specific profile. So we will be crashing in, I think, into this whole thing here, but... okay, we managed to avoid it like that, but we'll definitely crash our wing into it. Yeah. But almost realistic. Okay, I'm just gonna put this into a better viewing point. So that's nice, now we have it working. Need to be a bit careful with the throttles, we don't want to damage the engines. I'm gonna ask for taxi clearance. Olympic 4003, ready to taxi. And we got taxi clearance. Let's see, as well we turn into the right here. And now I'm gonna just think a bit out loud if there's anything we forgot. And we have flaps, we have trim. We don't have auto brakes in these old birds. And I don't think there's anything else. In terms of the video, I guess I could say that I kind of like the cockpit a lot. It's nicely modeled. You do have the inside kinda, or the inside model does have some of the outside models, so that's really nice. Always a plus in my book, and it seems to be the same color, the nose on the outside and inside. Now I didn't do any fire check, so that's, I guess, a bit of a bad mark in my book. I think we can do some tests with this one. I mean, it's PMDG, so really nice and high level. High fidelity. Okay, so let's see, how's the weather looking? I think we don't have any thunderstorm cells. Should be fine, right? I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Okay, let's taxi here and hope that this one works. Sometimes these bridges, it's an old airport like this one from Flight Tampa, you know, it can be bugged, but it seems to work really nicely actually. And the airport does seem to look the way I recall it. I've been to Teleteris a couple of times. I have some friends that live out in Kos. So let's see. Beautiful looking plane, this DC-6. My favorite piston aircraft, I would say. Or it's up there with the C-46 Commando and the DC-3. And of course the Constellation, can't forget that beauty. Let's see, I think we can already go on to the next one. I'm just gonna check that the right is clear and left is clear, so that's perfect. Then we can just kind of taxi down on this one all the way. Anything I can say about this plane? I'm trying to think. I think it was produced quite a lot of them, 600 or something. So quite a lot for the 50s, 1950s. They, I think it was developed in the I'm trying to think, late 1940s. If the DC-4 was maybe the early 1940s and then released mid, I think this was late 1940s, early 1950s plane. Very successful, and trying to think if there's some nice historical anecdotes, but they'll come to me. Just trying to think which DC or Douglas type that Doug Hammarskjöld crashed with, but I'm pretty sure that was DC-3. But could be wrong. That could have been a DC-6 though, so maybe that's the historical anecdote. Okay, let's see. We're still looking good. Nothing weird with the engines as of now. But have to remember not to push them too hard with the RPMs on takeoff, and we'll have to decrease the propeller a bit as we continue to climb. Anything else? Don't think so. Don't think so actually, no. So that should be good. We got tower handoffs, that's even better. Olympic 4003 ready for takeoff. I'm just gonna do it so we get them. We have those. I'm gonna put these on flash. And then I'm just gonna prepare us to turn. We won't need a lot of runway with these old pistons. Because you basically have such a low speed from where you can take off, kind of. And we got the takeoff clearance, it's just to the left. Well, it looks clear, I think. Right, it's clear as well. It'll be good, it'll be good. At least somewhat good. Okay, so let's see how this goes. We're climbing to 6,000 feet. Let's climb straight ahead and then we'll just... I'm wondering if I should have the GPS open on the side maybe so I can see it a bit easier. Won't disturb you guys, fortunately. Ooh, that went a bit far. Let's line up. I think we have the cowl flaps set to take off, so that's nice. And yeah, I think most things are nicely put and in order. So let's see, I'm gonna start increasing the throttle slowly. I'm pushing down the brakes. Let's release it. I think this should be enough. But let's check. God, I don't even remember the autopilot now. But hopefully it will be fine. I don't think anything was forgotten on the outside. We are above 80 knots. Coming into 100 knots. Let's give it some leeway, we don't have to rush it. Almost 120. Now we're kind of taking off by ourselves. Kind of just let it do that. There we go. Positive rate of climb. Gonna ditch the or pull up the gear so we don't get we remove that drag. Let's see if that's working. Nicely. Nicely up. And let's see a bit now. And that's nice. And I think we can I'm not sure about the flap speeds, but I'm gonna assume we would be in the clear now to go to 0 flaps. That should also help a bit with our speed. Since we're now in the climb mode, I'm just gonna put the cowl flaps a bit more up. I'm also gonna decrease a bit on the throttles. Looking good still. I'm gonna trim it out a bit. I'm having to push a lot forward now. I think I have quite a bit of trim compared to what would actually be needed. So let's see if I can trim this plane out a bit more. Now it's a bit better trim. Let's see if I can remember how to use this one. I think this is the autopilot, but you do need to now we should be going with the autopilot, so that's nice. I'm gonna trim it out a bit more. I do not think there is any sort of, or actually I could be wrong. Yeah, there is altitude control, so I'm gonna use that to get us. Sorry, I'm just gonna move. I haven't really set up my chase plane profile properly. We're gonna turn a bit to the left with the gyro pilot, and I'm gonna increase our vertical so we don't descend. At least we'll get some speed. Okay, we are gonna climb and maintain 6,000 feet. So let's see, I think I need to pull this one back. Let's see if I trim it out a bit, it should be a bit easier. Let me just check. Maybe you want to set it in like a certain... And now they want us to turn quite a lot, so we are going to be doing that. I'll just check if I can. So we're going to be turning quite a bit, kind of at our maximum turn radius. We're going quite fast, so I think I can decrease for the engine's sake. Let's see, still looking good, I would say, with them. Maybe a bit high on the oil. Climb myself so we get up to 6,000 feet. We're gonna have some problems otherwise clearing some of these areas. As you can see, we're quite a bit off our flight plan, not by a super much, but by enough. Just gonna put that one back. Driver pilot. I'm gonna climb, getting over speed here. I'm not sure about the vertical one actually in this one, why it doesn't work as I would think it works. I don't remember having that many issues with it, so I'm not sure actually. Could be related if I put the trim badly. I mean, I had it on the lowest, right? So that could, I would say, a bit explain it. I think what you want to do is have the trim somewhat more stabilized position. Then let's see if we can stabilize the let's see now if we can. Now it should be a bit. I'm just gonna put this into cruise since we'll be in cruise. Hopefully at least. Let me just check if I can get this. Now it's kind, I just wanna climb a bit. I'm just interested in seeing if it will make us climb. I'm not sure about rolling these wheels. But now we're climbing, because that's nice. And we can start to turn a bit to the right now. Follow our flight plan. And I'm gonna also reset the altimeter to standard.
In a few moments, we'll be starting our in-flight service. We'll be serving complimentary goods and snacks. Please look at the feedback for our list of complimentary and premium goods. Premium drinks are available for a small charge. Please note that we only accept credit cards.
Let's see. Ah, now I know why this one was acting up a bit. It's because I have the Logitech panel connected. So I think it's probably getting a bit confused by that. Because now I can kind of get it to 0 by setting it in my multimedia panel. So that's nice. That's really nice actually. And now we want to go straight again. So we can kind of see here. Sorry, it's a bit hard to show at the same time, but we are trying to follow the flight plan. And I think we can still decrease our even more. We do not need that much speed. We're now at a good flight level. I'm not gonna bit to the right. Show you a bit the outside. We're flying over Athens. This is, I do have photoreal, and then I have some specific AC scenery for Athens. That's pretty nice. So I'll combine that. You can see we're barely clearing these mountains. Barely. I'd be wondering if 6,000 will be enough. I think it will be, but let's see. And then I think we can turn a bit more to the right. But yeah, if we look at the clouds, I do think they look a bit better than with the active sky, actually. But these aren't the best ones, unfortunately. We gotta pull back a bit on the throttle, we don't need to go that fast. Now let's have a look at the oil pressure is a bit down though. So I'm wondering if the problem there is that we do want to keep some RPM at least. Now we're going too much to the left. This is one of those annoying things with having this gyropilot, really old school, is that it's hard to kind of, I guess you don't put a heading. At least I haven't been able to do so yet, but maybe it is possible now. I don't think maybe. I'll just use the knob for now, just because it does do the work reasonably well. I think if we want to survive this, we need to go somewhere along those lines. If we're going to keep 6,000, I mean, we'll survive it if we go higher, of course, but let's see. So yeah, flying over beautiful trees. I do always remember that it looks more kind of yellowish. Maybe that's just my mind playing like a prank. But I have like a memory, like I'm certain that it looks more yellowish than like photoreal. I think the same with Turkey. At least when I remember, but Maybe there's more color than one thinks. Okay, let's see if we can a bit arrest our turn. I'm gonna actually Google now since we do have some time, but not much. DC-6 PMDG heading out of Violet. Trying to see, I'm not finding anything interesting. Let's see a bit how our systems are looking. A bit low, maybe a little lower pressure, a bit low in the carburetor. I'll increase that a bit. We could actually do it like this. Let me see, I'm going to increase power a bit, and then I'm going to decrease the manifold pressure. No information, I don't think I missed anything at least. Okay, we're still getting the same approach. Let's just double check to kind of make our work a little bit easier what we're talking about. 2974 inches. Do you have, let me see. But yeah, basically what I wanted to check was, is there any like minimums you can put into this airplane, or is that maybe too fancy? Oh, but you do have a clock, that's cool. I think that's too fancy. You have the ADFs here, right? MBRs there. Let's turn a bit more. We do have like localizer and approach mode for ILSs, but we don't have an ILS now unfortunately, so that's not gonna cut it. Let's see, now we have a bit better with these ones. Looking at the temperatures are in the green. That's really nice. Maybe the carburetor we could increase it a bit. Like that. And turn a bit more to the right. I didn't check what was the wind. 328, 4. But we do have a lot of clouds. So here you can see a bit more of the clouds. I do think they have a nicer look to them. They just feel more 3D for being 2D. Unfortunately, the distance didn't look as good. But yeah. Oh, and there we have another airplane. That's pretty nice with the contrails. I'm not sure which of my add-ons generate that. Is it P3d default? Is it the ultimate traffic live that I have? Or is it NVTech? I have no clue. Haven't bothered checking. Okay, let's see, I think we're turning sufficiently now, so let's turn a little bit less. We'll just clear this ridge. Luckily the weather is good, so we don't just have to rely on us following a flight path. We can rely on our eyes. But yeah, this is a beautiful plane with these piston engines. I think you also have this in Microsoft Flight Sim, and I think it used to be available for X-Plane. Not sure why they removed that. But it's a great, I'm just gonna jump a bit. They have some great viewpoints. We're only doing we are doing a visual approach vector in. Let's see a bit when they start vectoring us. Because I think they want us to follow the NDB approach. Maybe I could actually just remove maybe. I don't need the clearance. Let's see. Yeah, I'm terminating the radar service. I want to do this a bit more. Even a bit more old school. Squawk. Squawk. What? Squawk 1200. 1, 2, and 0, 0. So I put that in on my, and we have it there. Perfect. And now what I want to do is we want to get down. We want to be around 1600 if I'm not mistaken, so we are going to be turning and deviating quite a bit now. We can actually start to descend, so I'm going to see if we can do that. With this one. Oh, that's probably how it works. You don't want to have that connected. Oh, God. Oh, and now we have been turning a bit too much. So let's go straight to the right. Gotta watch it at all times. But we are descending now, so I think I kind of got how this one works. I always forget because I'm using a DC-3 one, and it's a bit different. Yeah, it's not the easiest. So yeah, here we are. Looking at some beautiful mountains, the nice coastline of Greece. There will be the airport. So let's see if we can go straight now. What we could also do is increase our manifold pressure quite a bit. Let's do it like that. Oh, and it's raining. It would be nice with the windshield effects now. Oh, is it thunder as well? Yeah, possibly. How did I miss that? I was not paying attention. There's definitely thunder here. Thunderstorms in the vicinity. Great, we're going right into one. Let's hope we survive. And I do want us to, so I'm gonna go into manual. Let's see if we can keep this steady. It's gonna be crazy because of the turbulence, right? That's gonna be the issue.
We have begun our final descent to your destination.
Increase quite a bit on the RPM. Quite hard to maintain. maintain a steady descent, unfortunately, because of us going right through a thunderstorm. Not my smartest move. It's really bumpy, you can't even see the plane with sky. You can see it on the climb one. Unfortunately I can't feel it since we're not flying a real plane, but yeah, that's just how it is. Cool. Let's see now if we can. I don't think this one has any like speed brakes, so I'm not sure how we'll slow this one down. I tried to a bit kill the engine. I think we can go to close on those. Let's see how that works. We're almost at the altitude we want to be. 3,000 should be fine around this. I guess we want to ask for a landing, but I'm just gonna leave it as is. I saw some lightning, so yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Probably be more. Oh yeah, there was some lightning. And then we have the damn black box because of the rain, so annoying. Okay, let's see now. Can we get this plane to slow down a bit? That would be nice. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That was going on crazy. Let's see now if we can stabilize a bit. I'm not sure when you can kind of drop the stuff. I'm guessing you wouldn't be able to do flaps already, but I'm just gonna do some of it. Oh, you can see the nice the ship going by. Yeah, that's really nice. That's a freeware add-on that adds those sort of things. And I think, I mean, we're looking at the landing speed around 100 knots again. So now we're a bit low, I would say. So basically I want to trim it out a bit. We're going to be losing speed quite quickly now since we are going to be climbing with quite low speed. I think we survived. Barely. We have some flap level. I think this airport actually can handle 757, so that's an interesting information. Okay, let's see now. You see the poppies, so that's good. That's always a good sign. I think we can kind of drop our landing gear pretty soon. I'll increase the flaps 15, and then let's see if we drop the landing gear. Should be fine. My guess is probably we want to go a bit slower with this all once, but that's just an educated guess. Probably same with the flaps. They kind of lose speed quite fast if you want them to lose speed. What's that? Not the wind shear. But this is some crazy winds. God, this is gonna be an awful landing. Let's see if I can. I'm gonna give it a bit more speed. I'm gonna put that up with some more RPM. And then I'm gonna increase flaps to full. We do want to not overdo it though with the speed. We just want a bit more so we can then lose kind of at the end of it all. Oh yeah, and we forgot the booster pumps. You would want to put those on. I guess I'll put them on low. Not sure if it's high. You should put them on. I should have done that on takeoff as well, to be frank. Nothing. I don't need to do anything with the lights. I just kept them on for this whole flight. Same with the seatbelt sign. Let's see now if we can. We are way too low. I'm gonna try to stabilize it a bit and see how we kind of do this last part of it. We might have to do a go around. Okay, we still have one copy that's yellow. Oh, it's super hard with the wind actually to fly this one. Let's see now if we can kind of force this one down. Oh. That was weird. Not sure what happened there. I'm wondering if I kind of stalled the ground. Let's see. That should have been a go around, or maybe actually wind shear. Wind shear could explain that. So basically, you know, you would have such a sudden change in the wind that you could basically lose all airspeed and then just drop off.
Gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is
But hey, any landing you can walk away from is a good landing. But that was an awful landing, that's no lie. Not even on the center line and stuff. That's genuinely bad. What I'll do is I'll taxi in to the gates, then we'll watch a replay, see a bit what kind of happened. Another guess that I have is that maybe, you know, it's something with elevation, you know, or I was just maybe miscalculating how close to the ground I was. That is possible. As much as I hate having bad landings, I do like them in the sense that you always get some sort of learning experience from them. For example, considering the bad weather, maybe it would have been best to go around quite soon once you notice that it's not going to work, or even better, divert to an alternate airport. That's not wrong either. If the weather is looking like this, yeah, you might want to go into a holding pattern somewhere. I guess we'd have to do it manually with this one, but might still be better. And kind of wait the weather out a bit. Now at least you get to see it. Some nice effects. At least if you like the old P3D effects. Okay, let me see. I'm just gonna park. I'm trying to guess what my landing rate would be. It's probably lower than I think, but I'm guessing 500. It's like it's a high one. Now I'm not sure how to park on this one. I'll just kind of go around, I think. So this is the Aerosoft or Simwings one, I'm not sure, but it's pretty nice. It's a small airport. Looks okayish. Has some visuals, some drivers and stuff. So that's nice. Okay, let's do it like that. Now, there is some ways you can shut this down correctly, but I'm just gonna shut it down the really simple way, and then I'm just gonna connect. Or I'm not gonna connect actually yet the ground power, because what I want to see is I don't want that one to be at the replay. So let's go to the replay. That will be an interesting one. We'll just do that. Oh wait, let me just check first our landing rate. And then we'll go to the replay. So I'm gonna check it here. We have that taxiing in now. I think we can get it away by just doing seatbelt signs on. And seatbelt signs off. Maybe opening one of the doors will do the trick. Deboarding, perfect. So 396, unsafe takeoff, extreme flying conditions, yeah, very unsatisfied. Awful flight. Well, I'll save it anyway. They do serve a purpose. And at least they will serve a flight sim purpose for you guys by having you watch the atrocious landing. Let me see if this is a bit too far back. Don't wanna take too much time. We're gonna do about 320, I think, instead. And this is probably good enough. So as you can see, quite nice. The whole scenery with the small little houses and stuff. You have some effects with the boats. That's pretty cool. Some effects look a bit weird. Probably connected to the the replay function. Okay, let's see. I'm now destroying my engines. I'm just gonna repair them as we go. The reason why I'm getting these, you can't see them on the above, but it's the replay function, right? It doesn't understand that it's just a replay, which makes sense. Okay, let's see. So I'm high. I'm high and low. I mean, I'm doing exactly what you should do. So I'm stabilized. It's kind of nice for me. Then here. Yeah, I kind of just lost it there. Interesting though. So, probably could have broken the nose here. Might not have been enough hard for that, but that could have happened. Interestingly though enough, I did not get any kind of like, you know, maintenance failures or maybe not maintenance, but like any, because I'm pretty sure this plane has failures, right? So, you know, like player-induced failures. I didn't get any of those, so I'm gonna take that as a sign that I didn't totally screw up. But yeah, so not the best landing at that end. You know, pushing the nose down, you wanna keep that nose up. Let me see, I'm gonna unpause it. Because I just want to make sure I remember to repair the engines. You do it with this one, basically repair them, and then you service. I top up them, and then yeah, I'll just top up everything like that. Perfect. I think that was a short flight, just kind of showcasing the DC-6 by PMDG. Nothing spectacular. I mean, fine takeoff, some trouble understanding the autopilot on the way, and then the landing being a bit of a miss. It is a hard plane to land. I think the biggest difficulty I have with it is to not land with the front wheel first. And I've noticed, like, once I've been able to do it, I've been able to trim it quite correctly and have a stabilized approach. So nothing like we had this time. Then again, I thought this was going to be a non-thunderstorm flight. I usually do check that beforehand to make sure we don't get those severe ones. But yeah. Plus I also get extra severe because of the active cloud, active sky. They have this induced turbulence feature. But well, I hope you enjoyed the flight. If nothing else, at least you know, got a few learning experiences. If you have any questions or comments about the PMDG DC-6, just reach out. I'll happily answer them to the best of my knowledge. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this short video. Thank you.